Hello, this is Adam. I had some extra cycles this weekend, so I wanted to tackle prototyping some of the basic functionality that was discussed as per the social SoundCloud music player that was kind of agreed upon on Friday, and I've done so using a technology that I'm familiar with, just to kind of one, be able to rapidly develop what I want, and two, kind of feel out what are the pain points going to be moving forward. So right now I have the server running, and so then I got an instance of Firefox here on the left with the website open, and then an instance of Chrome here on the right with the website open. And so before I get too far in, I will just throw out that this is just a prototype, and I'm not suggesting the UI looks anything like this. This was strictly to keep it as simple and stupid as possible, and I am a terrible UI person to begin with anyways. So take all the UI with a grain of salt. This was just to see if the functionality could be put together fairly quickly, and I put in maybe 10 to 12 hours, and this doesn't seem too bad. So here on the left, I'm going to create a room, and so that'll redirect me to a music room, and right now I just have the ID kind of stuck in the title there. And so then on the right, a separate user can paste that in there and then join the room. So now these two users are in kind of a music room session together, where if one user starts to play music, the other one will listen, and if they try and play, pause, or seek, they'll have a shared experience. There is no queue aspect to it yet. That'll come soon here. So what I'm going to start with is, on the left, I'm going to search for uppermost, and this search is kind of a little bit different, and that's okay because this is just a prototype. So what this is doing when I press search is it pings the SoundCloud API and retrieves the top 200 results for uppermost, who is an artist. And then it populates this Telleric grid below with those 200 results. And then the goal is, or the end result is, that we can kind of like quickly query against the 200 results, which you'll see here. So I press search. It's making an AJAX request. We populate the grid with the data. We can do nice stuff like pagination. The layout's a little off, but that's whatever. You can change the number of items per page. But a really nice feature is, say you know like the name of the song that you want. The Telleric grid comes with a nice autocomplete feature that I like to use. So I can say I want Beautiful Light, that's a song that I want, and then I can just select that and it'll shrink my list of 200 down to 1 fairly quickly. And just to show it's kind of robust, there's obviously a couple different options for the filter. And similarly, these aren't the only fields associated with a track returned by the SoundCloud API. So of course there's a lot of other options that we could filter on, be that username or genre. It doesn't look like genre is very specific because that's just the artist name. And so then on the far right here, right now we just have a button that adds the song so that both all users in this music room session are currently listening to that. So if I press add song here, it should pop up, the music player should pop up for both these guys fairly quickly because I'm just running on localhost right now. So here we go. You'll see both players are fairly well synced. There's fairly low latency between the two. If I press the pause button here on the left, they both pause. If I press the play button here on the right, they both play. If here on the right I click somewhere in the middle of the track, they can skip to the middle. And that's that. And so I think that was the basic functionality of what we wanted for the SoundCloud stuff. And what's nice about this widget is this is a SoundCloud widget, and then you just load a specific song, and on our server side, we can uh, keep track of the queue, and on the end of there's an event on the end of when this widget is done playing a song, we can make a request to populate the next song. I don't have the queue part implemented right now. So just for Tanner's sake, I will make a quick search on the right here for Drake, because he seemed to really like Drake. And just to show that this is kind of robust already, I can add this song, and there we go. We're listening to Drake Trophies fairly synced. And so what I'm doing to send the messages, what I'm using to send the messages from uh, the server to these clients is this thing called Signal ASP.NET SignalR, which in my opinion makes it really easy to push for the server side to push content to connected clients, like very, very snappy. And so then a really easy thing to get set up as well was to get a chat here. And unfortunately, both the users will be named Adam just because I didn't ask for a name. But if I type hello1 here on the left, we could like very rapidly get maybe even a chat going here associated with our music room. Like, hey, I really like that song. Um, that song. One last thing to note before closing up is that there's kind of different distinctions for tracks in the SoundCloud API. Some are streamable, some are downloadable. Because I was particularly partial or wondering, like, if I like a song, I really want to download that and add that to my own personal music playlist locally. And so it's nice because this SoundCloud widget, if the track supports downloading, we'll have a nice button here that you could click, or we could even add a field into our table, or into whatever abstraction we use in the future, not locked into a table like this, to download that song strictly from here, because that's returned by the that URL is returned by the SoundCloud API. So overall, this was like really, really easy with what I was used to, and I would definitely vote to continue down this path rather than switching to something that not everyone's familiar with. I suggest we put our heads together to decide like what frameworks are the easiest, or what frameworks will make this the easiest moving forward. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye now.